All right, so check this out. What we're gonna do next is kind of just bob and weave through all of this traffic. And as you can see with that feedback from the actual wheel, pretty awesome. So let me just go ahead and show you guys really quickly just how amazing this is when we're actually switching lanes. And of course, just check this out really quickly. You can see that I just went ahead and dodged that. So very awesome, especially with the paddles as well. You can see even in 8th gear over here, we're going pretty quick, and check that out. Really, really awesome. Go ahead and just grab that really quickly, shift down. And as you can see, we're able to kind of just gain control. Very, very fun and realistic as well, which is very amazing. Honestly, I'm a huge fan of this wheel, and I've gone through quite a few wheels, but as you can see with this one, it just does an amazing job. Another cool thing is right over here, you can see that we get this indicator as well, which is pretty cool, and that's going to allow us to kind of just look there if we want to reference when to shift. So you can see I kind of lost traction over there, just gained it back. Just go ahead and bob and weave through this as well. So very awesome. Now, one of the cool things is, as you can see, I'm currently on PC, but of course, if I did want to go ahead and hook up to PlayStation, I can do that very easily. Now, you can see we've got a bunch of mappable buttons as well, so check this out. Go ahead and honk as well, shift down really quickly. So you can see when it comes to that feedback, it does such an amazing job. Just go ahead and shift down really quickly. You can see very, very low latency when it comes to the actual paddle shifting as well, which is pretty important, especially when you're in tight situations just like this. So check this out once more. We're just gonna go ahead and gear up really quickly. Go ahead and check out that feedback. Kind of gain control once more. And check this out, when it's time for me to shift, if I am going over, just gotta bob and weave past this guy really quickly. Check this out, we are side by side. You can see he's gonna try to cut me off over there. And very awesome, so it just makes for a very realistic experience. So you can see even with the vibration, does an amazing job. Now, one of the cool features, like I mentioned earlier, you can see it's telling me that I need to shift, and just go ahead and shift really quick. Very amazing, to be honest. Huge advocate of this, especially because of that main feature right there. Now, another cool thing, by the way, is the grip on the actual wheel feels very, very nice, especially for long gaming sessions. And usually when I'm playing a set of Corsa, for example, I play for quite a while, so that's definitely one of the most important things there. Now, another thing is as well, even the pedals do such an amazing job. I do like racing with shoes, but of course I'm currently wearing sandals, which is very amazing because we have that beautiful grip on here. Now, it does come with a clutch as well, so if you're driving clutch, it's very easy to actually go ahead and use that, or if you just wanted to learn as well, you can go ahead and do that. So even with the paddle shifters as well, if I wanted to essentially just not use them, I could just go ahead and use a quick hotkey really quick. And I have my auto shifter on, so check this out. I'm no longer gonna use the paddle shifters, and you can hear the car just sifting through all of the gears all by itself. So very awesome. But this is why I love the paddle shifter so much. So you can see that I kind of struggled on that turn. Go ahead and turn on the auto shifter once more. And you can see I'm doing an amazing job of pretty much just keeping up. Check this out. Like, you wouldn't be able to bob and weave if I wasn't using the paddle shifters there. Now, initially I didn't know how to use the actual shifters, but it became more of kind of practicing and learning, and it just made it so much easier. So you could see if I wanted to downshift and kind of just lose my speed like this, it's very easy to do so. All you gotta do is just hold the brake and go ahead and paddle shift down. So check this out really quick. We're gonna try to just gain control. You can see that paddle shift just did an amazing job over there. So we got a tight turn coming up. Hold it in gear. We're gonna go ahead and swap to the left. And then you can see that I have quite a turn coming up, and if I wanted to just slow down really quickly, all I have to do is just brake and hit that paddle shifter. So honestly, really awesome, especially because if I wanted to as well, I can go ahead and upgrade to like one of the actual manual sticks, but you always have that option of the built-in shifters. So very unique. Now, another cool thing is with the buttons, like I mentioned, for example, I don't really have to take my entire hand off the wheel. Instead, all I have to do is just pretty much click L2 because I mapped that, and if I hit R2, you can see I can go ahead and look to my right. If I want to check behind me, I did map that over here to R3, so check that out. Just checking behind really quickly. So very awesome. Now, I do use this pretty consistently in a lot of multiplayer sessions like the one that I'm in, which just makes for a very competitive experience, which is pretty cool. Now, another thing that I do want to mention as well Very easy to go ahead and mount and adjust. So if you have a desk, you can see I had to go ahead and brake really quickly. So if I wanted to, for example, you just go ahead and get out of this little tight situation that we have coming up. If I wanted to, I could always go ahead and remove this from my desk by just pressing over here and unscrewing this portion. You're gonna find that right over here we have that beautiful latch that allows us to go ahead and essentially just latch onto anything, which makes it easy, especially in my case, for example. Like, as you can see, I have a ton of screens over here, so I'm usually pretty busy during the day and working, so I don't want this just sitting over here, and I don't want to bump into it or anything like that. So very easy to just go ahead and pop these things off, untwist them, unhook them, and essentially just take out a couple of the cables, and then we're good to go from there. Now, if you did want to upgrade for whatever reason to an actual like shifter, you could easily do that with this because it's compatible with, like, for example, the Logitech shifter, and a couple of others as well do have compatibility with the steering wheel. So it's super versatile in that sense, where you can actually just go ahead and essentially use any sort of shifter along with it. Pretty cool. Now, with all of the buttons on it, I'm just gonna go ahead and stay quiet really quickly while the car is in 5th gear. So you could hear that when I go ahead and click, like, we actually get that beautiful feedback in terms of audio there, where we can really hear exactly what's going on. Go ahead and turn on my headlights as well. As you can see, I'm just flashing that pretty easily there. Go ahead and shift down. And of course, we're just gonna go ahead and speed up really quickly. So you can see it's like, with these paddle shifters, you just have so much control as well, which is pretty awesome. And I do want to say really quickly, I'm gonna go ahead and shift down, just so you guys could see how crazy this wheel can actually go. So check this out. So we're gonna go ahead and speed up, and I'm intentionally just gonna go ahead and bash over here. So check this thing out really quick. You can see that when it comes to that actual feedback, it just does an amazing job. So overall, highly, highly recommend this. I hope you found this review helpful today. Have a nice day.